you entreat them to Christ. You show them the love of Christ. You become so radical that nobody that you pass, you don't put a little Christ in them, a little God in them. You tell them about the love of Christ. You tell them about His goodness so that they too can get life. And this is how we ought to be as believers, as servants of God. And Jesus was not only radical in His love, but He was radical in His service. So He wants us also to be radical in our service. And Matthew 20, verses 26 through to 28. Matthew 20, 26 through to 28. It says, "But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and give his life a ransom for many." In radical service doesn't mean that each individual claim themselves to be boss. This is what Jesus says, that if you want to give good service, first take the lower seat. You must be willing to be humble. You must be willing to serve, or not only or to be served. You must be willing to be like the servant. Jesus, in one of his writings, said, "The servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him." So this radicalness about Christ extends far beyond his love in his service, and this is why he came so humble, because had he not come in that humble way, he would not be of service to us, because we couldn't get access to him. If he had not come in that humble way, then we would not have access to him, because if he had come in his glory, come as king, then only the prince and the royal family would be able to reach him. But he put that aside and he comes so low, he humbles himself, because he wants us to be like him. He wants us to be radical. So he said, I'm putting away myself now. I no longer I'm important. What is important is that mankind is being saved. Mankind is being redeemed. And this is how Christians become radical. When you no longer thinking about what I can achieve. Paul, in one of his writings, said, "Those things that I could have gained, I count them but loss." Paul was one of the most radical believers, one of the most radical apostles that exists. He was so radical that, he left one extreme radical to a next, because of his radicalness in what he believed. He was willing to kill for what he believed in. But when he received the true conversion and realized that he must be radical for Christ, Paul said, "Look, if an angel come from heaven and teach you or tell you anything different from that which I am telling you or you have been hearing, let that angel be accursed." It takes a radical person to speak in this fashion. It takes people who decide to say, "Look, if I die, I die, but I must say the truth." And this is how we're going to have to start 2012 and live through 2012 being radical for Christ, because you're going to face with situation where you're going to have a choice between standing up for the gospel or so you have to determine yourself say, what you want to be. And if you are fighting for the faith, it don't take a simple person to fight for this faith. It takes radicalism. And this is why we have to have radical love, radical service. And not only radical love and service, but we will need radical sacrifice. Radical sacrifice is what we will also require as believers. And Paul, in the example of radical sacrifice, Paul in Romans 12 and verse 1 says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, only acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that he may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. What Paul is saying here is saying, I'm appealing to you, brethren, I'm begging you, I'm telling you, look, by the mercies of God, to make a decision. Make a decision that you will be dedicated to this faith. Make a decision for 2012 that you will be presenting all your members. All your members. Remember that in the first you said the radical love of Christ means that you serve God, you love God with all your soul, your heart, your mind. So this is what Paul is saying. You have to make this sacrifice, this radical sacrifice, that you decide in your mind that this is what I'm going to do for 2012. My hands will be dedicated to God. My feet will be dedicated to God. My eyes will be dedicated to God. My lips, my tongue, my mind, my thought will be dedicated to God. This is how we're going to be radical for Christ. All our members, we are presenting it as living sacrifice. We are devoting it, we are consecrating our members that it will be well pleasing to God. This is our reasonable service. This is what is right. This is what we ought to do as radical believers, as radical Christians. And we are not conformed to this world. We are not adapted to this age. We are not going according to modern days. You know, and you say, well, it's modern times, so we have to do what modern people do. We are sticking to our roots. We are abiding by our roots. And our roots is not in modern times. Our roots go way back. Way back from creation. That's where our roots comes from. And that is how we go. That is how we are established. By righteousness we are established. And we are going to be changed. Not just the outward changing, but an inward change, entire being changed. Because when the mind is renewed, then every part is changed. You are renewed inside out. Because the mind governs the body, the mind governs the spirit, the mind governs your heart. So we get a new attitude. We get a new way of living, which is acceptable unto God. And by so being, by making this radical sacrifice, then we will realize what is that perfect will of God. So we need to do it. And Romans 8:34 tells us further about this radical